WOAC TV 67 Sports proudly presents our 10th consecutive season of covering the Ohio High School Athletic Association basketball tournament. It's the boys Division I regional final. The Jackson Polar Bears taking on the Barberton Magic. And this TV67 special sports presentation is being brought to you in part by George Wacom Ford. George Wacom really is your friend at the factory. Value City Department Stores. No one gives you greater selection and savings than Value City. Clearwater Systems, for water the way it should be. CCI and Ameritech Centrex, your telecommunications teammates. And Brewster Dairy, where you find world-class natural cheese. Hello again, everyone, from the sold-out Civic Center. Yours truly, Scott Davis, my broadcast partner, Tom Cannell, our statistician, Vic Steffen. Today, Dean Marini directing, Kevin Hoffman producing, along with Mike Tonjes and the fine folks of Image Video. The Polar Bears, 20-4, Canton District champions. Barberton, 18-7, Akron District champions. The Polar Bears are in the regionals for the third time in the last 6 years and in the title game for the first time since 1989 and the second time overall. To reach this point, Jackson beat Glen Oak 52-46, Worcester 53-30, McKinley 61-58 for the Canton District title before knocking off the number 6 team in the state of Ohio, Toledo St. John's 56-54 in overtime Wednesday night. Tom Cannell, obvious leader for the Jackson Polar Bears. Northeast Inland District Player of the Year, Jamie Bosley. And you begin to simply run out of words to describe how good this young man is.
Well, in any program, only very few ever come along like Bosley. And at Jackson, we always start the ball game by saying we know he's going to get his points. The other night, they had several step up to support him. That's what they need to do. They have to spread it around a little bit. It can't be all done by one guy.
Now, speaking of that, in addition to the team award, we gave the CCI award to the team for their performance in the overtime against Toledo St. John's. After further review, as we like to say, CCI awards will also go to Joe Nemeth and Scott Henderson for individual contributions to the team's success versus Toledo. Now, that same theme can be said for Barberton, where we honored Gerald Hargrove and Nathan Vaughn for their individual efforts in the Magic's upset win over the state's top-ranked team, previously undefeated squad from Stowe. Now, Barberton, after a 9-7 start, they've won 9 in a row, including tournament wins over Firestone, Medina, Wadsworth, Akron North to win the district crown, and the Magic's pulling the biggest upset this tournament season, Tom, outscoring the state's #1 team 43-27 in the second half to win it by 5.
Well, they're definitely on a roll. They're a good, solid basketball team. They have a great half-court game because they can hurt you inside. But I think you're right. They pulled what amounts to the biggest upset so far. They took Stowe out. A lot of eyebrows were raised. Just a matter now, can they get back to that peak they had the other night? Sometimes you have a little bit of a letdown. I think that Roger Kramer's a good coach, and he'll have these guys ready today to give their best effort.
And both teams have the ability to come from way behind. Both face double-digit deficits in the tournament. Jackson against McKinley, as we mentioned, Barberton against Stowe. So that shows you the type of character both teams have.
Well, they've been in big ball games, and they're seasoned kids. Nothing's going to rattle them down the stretch. If this comes down to the last minute, it probably will. I don't think either team would have an advantage here. They're both tournament tested.
The winner of this game will meet the winner of today's Dayton Regional Final between 20-4 Cincinnati Withrow and 14-10 Huber Heights Wayne. That'll be next Thursday, 2 p.m., St. John Arena in Columbus, the state semifinals. The starting lineups in the opening tip right after this timeout.
So does this.
Great name brand looks at unbeatable prices. Our Easter sales got it all at Value City, featuring a fabulous collection of Missy and Petite famous label spring dresses. Compare $78 to $118. Now your choice, only $29.99. Women's fashion suits and Missy fashion and pantsuits. Compare $140 to $160. Missy $69.99. Women's $79.99. And a $4.3 million buyout of famous label bras. Compare $9 to $15. Now your choice, only $2.99. During our greatest Easter sale ever at Value City Department Stores.
Hi, Dick Goddard with midwinter sales savings from George Wacom Ford at 4321 Lincoln Way East in Massillon. The weather's been cold, you may have noticed, which is why I'm wearing this coat. But the deals and savings are hot at Stark County's oldest Ford dealership. Wacom wants to sell every new Ford car and truck now to get ready for the coming spring inventory. This Wacom Ford clearance is a real wintertime sales event, so come on in today and save at Wacom Ford at 4321 Lincoln Way East, just a mile or so west of Canton Center Mall. I predict a low-pressure area of savings.
On the next Baywatch, the Special Olympics torch is lit,
Let the games begin!
igniting the hopes of every child
Most of them have never even been to a beach before.
and the compassion of every adult.
He just needs what all kids need, to be loved.
But no matter how hard the struggle,
I'm not gonna let you quit.
everyone ends up a winner. Olympic gold medalist Mary Lou Retton guest stars on a very special Baywatch.
Sunday night at 10 on TV 67.
The Jackson Polar Bears, the visitors on the scoreboard in today's game. They'll start up front, junior Scott Henderson and Jamie Bosley, along with senior Phil Pendergrass, and in the backcourt, the senior guard tandem of John Stewart and Joe Nemeth. For the Barberton Magics, they will open up front with junior Latrell Jackson, junior Matt Jensen, and junior Mike Blake. And in the backcourt, senior Gerald Hargrove and senior Tremaine Oden. The officials, TC.
And a couple of hardened veterans, Butch Burbridge and Lou Gagliardi of Cincinnati area. And they worked the game, at least Lou did a couple of years ago when McKinley played Lima.
And each team with excellent six men coming off the bench. Matt Thiel for Jackson, Nathan Vaughn for Barberton. The Polar Bears controlling the tip, and here we go for the Canton Regional title and a trip to the Final Four in Columbus. A three by Pendergrass. No, Bosley, Johnny on the spot.
Well, nothing new there. We've seen that movie. Barberton set up in the zone.
We played 20 seconds. Jackson on top 2-0. This is Hargrove
Against the Jackson man.
He's guarded by John Stewart. This is Oden, picked up by Joe Nemeth. So the Magics open up with two seniors in the backcourt, three juniors up front. Alley-oop inside, tipped away beautifully by Henderson. John Stewart with the basketball. This Pendergrass will give and go, but good defense by the Magics.
Tough to throw it through that zone.
Jackson drives baseline, offensive foul.
I think that was Pendergrass that was trying to cut him off with the pass. It is, and he gets a right shoulder for his effort. First foul of the game belongs to the Magics.
High post Henderson. This is Nemeth. Down low, Bosley was triple team. Jackson, battle for the ball. Nemeth had his hand on it, out of bounds to hoop.
Well, there's some wild action. Follow the bouncing ball.
Jackson will keep it.
Looked like a hockey puck in the corner trying to dig it out.
2-0 Jackson, 6:48 to go, initial period. Open for three, Stewart. Henderson.
2 offensive rebounds, 2 buckets for the Polar Bears.
Scott Henderson, our CCI co-player of the game against Toledo, picking up where he left off there. This is Mike Blake, rim no. Bosley, a rebound, a foul on Jensen.
Quickly, 2 fouls in the first minute and a half on Barberton.
Here comes the young man we've been talking about, Nathan Vaughn, averaging 6 points a game regular season, 11 in the tournament, and he led the Magic in scoring with 17 against Stowe.
And he was really great off the bench that night.
Home run ball for Nemeth, knocked away beautifully by Jensen. That was 2 football players going at it there. Back the other way to Blake. And a blocking foul on Henderson.
Henderson just forced Blake over the end line. Blake made a nice, for a big man, a nice catch of that long pass. There you see Larry Taylor.
In his 10th season at Jackson, trying to take the Polar Bears to their first ever trip to the Final Four in Columbus. Hargrove for 3.
Jackson packed the zone back that time. That'll get you back in the game quick.
Just like that on the Epi scoreboard, it's a 1-point game. Pendergrass picked up by Vaughn. This is Stewart, guarded by Hargrove. Nemeth thought about the three. Stewart in traffic. Jensen saves it to Vaughn. Hargrove trying to make a move on Nemeth, and they'll call Nemeth for the push.
Second time they try to go baseline. Second time a blocking foul was called. Nice fake out, and he brings it inside. Nemeth just runs him right off the floor.
2 team fouls each way. Barberton. That was Oden. And this is Hargrove.
Very deliberate for the Magics offensively right now.
And Jackson packs it inside. Hargrove thought about another three. This is Jensen. And we'll start all over again. Blake. Hargrove. In the paint. Off the back of the iron. Henderson had it. Bosley comes away with it. Bosley guarded by Oden.
Oden couldn't guard him much closer.
Thiel getting ready to check in for the Polar Bears. Jackson by 3 as we approach the midway point, second period. Long three. Now Oden buries it.
Boy, that was really a long three. That was an NBA three. They only have 2 buckets. They were both threes.
Tied at 6. John Stewart. Phil Pendergrass. Barberton now packing it in low. Nice pass. Stewart to Pendergrass. Nobody draws a foul. We'll pause. 3:54 to go in the opening period.
This is a great price. And $2.99 is a great price on McDonald's Extra Value Meals. This price makes people cheer. So does this price, just $2.99 each for the Big Mac Extra Value Meal or the 2 Cheeseburger Extra Value Meal. This price can miss.
Not very often.
But $2.99 can't miss. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Supersize any McDonald's Extra Value Meal for just 39 cents more and get an MVP Collector's Cup. Collect all 6.
The Epi Chevrolet, Geo, Audi, and Subaru scoreboard.
Foul was on Blake, his first. He sits down. Here comes senior, make that junior Paul Brapson into the lineup. Brapson, the nephew of Alliance's head coach. Phil Pendergrass will try to split the pair.
There you see the foul as he takes it up from behind the big man, Blake.
Jackson by 1. Thiel will come in. Pendergrass will sit down. Matt Thiel averaging 9 points per game regular season, 3 in the tournaments. He had a nice game off the bench with 9 versus Toledo. On the Epi scoreboard, Jackson by a single point. Polar Bears led early. And Barberton has had success shooting the threes. This is Latrell Jackson, short on the shot.
Going to go out of bounds, Jackson. Jackson jumped back into the man that time after the 2 big threes were popped over the zone.
Here comes full court man-to-man for the Magic defensively. John Stewart, Henderson, Bosley for 3.
Nice ball movement.
Bosley already with 7. Vaughn in trouble. Got it to Jackson. Like the Magic will have to reset.
I think Thiel got away with a block on the baseline that time. They're able to get the ball back outside, maintain possession.
10 for the Polar Bears, 6 for the Magic. 3 minutes to play, first period. This is Brabson, Hargrove. Not sure where that was going, but Brabson saves it. Jackson, back out. Brabson, he can hit the three. Not this time. Henderson with the rebound.
Well, they reversed the ball and got what they wanted, was the uncontested jumper. It just didn't go.
Thiel, picked up by Vaughn. This is Nemeth. The Magic's playing zone. Bosley with the step. 9 points already for Jamie Bosley. Jackson's biggest lead now, 12-6.
Jackson back in the zone.
Hargrove. Thiel with the rebound. Ball loose. Bosley comes away with it. Under 2 minutes to go, opening period. Knocked away beautifully by Oden, and you see why he is the best defensive player according to his head coach, Roger Kramer. Oden for three. That's his second.
Oh, and both of them have been way back. Got to hand it to them. They've got 3 buckets, and they're all long rangers.
Jackson by 3. Nemeth, what a job all the way.
Oh, looked like a slalom skier going between the defenders.
Jensen ready to check back in for the Magics. 14 for Jackson, 9 for Barberton. Minute 10 to go. Oden again. Not this time. And the rebound to Thiel.
Had it right there. It just didn't go in.
1 minute to go here. First period.
Jackson looking for their first ever trip to Columbus. Barberton trying to make it 10 in a row and get their trip back.
We'll pause. 55 seconds to go in the opening period.
At Brewster Dairy, we have been producing quality cheese locally since 1965. We strive for excellence in every aspect of preparation, from choosing the highest quality ingredients through the meticulous aging process that has given Brewster cheese national recognition. Brewster cheese has won several national and international awards for taste and quality and is available locally. Our world-class natural cheese can be found at the Big Cheese Shop directly across from Brewster Dairy on Route 93 in Brewster. Brewster cheese is also available at participating Apples, Dairy Marts, and other fine grocers.
She puts it back up and in, bringing them to within 1. They're going to have a pressure on. Got 7 seconds left. 6. Back. He's looking to the right side. He's going to loft it into the end zone. Touchdown. 28-0.
There's no time left. Passes inside to Jenkins. He takes it up, scores.
Whether you're a pro athlete or a weekend warrior, we'll help you get back on the playing field. Call Tim Commercy Sports Medicine Center at 489-1245.
Camelot Music is more than just a music store. Camelot Music is home entertainment, like movies, new releases, and movie classics on video cassette, and today's hottest home entertainment format, laser video discs, combining digital audio with digital video for incredibly lifelike movie watching. And Camelot Music is music, a vast selection of compact discs and cassettes from rock to classical to country to jazz. Camelot Music, we're home entertainment.
Take a look at the scoreboard. Jackson has 8 points on 4 buckets inside the paint. The Magics have 9 points on 3 long rangers.
Justin Martelli in the middle, giving Henderson a breather. Pendergrass is back in, and Nemeth sits down for the Polar Bears. So it's Bosley, Martelli, Pendergrass up front, Thiel and Stewart in the backcourt for Larry Taylor's team. Thiel for 3. Nope. Rebound Vaughn. For Barberton, it's Vaughn, Jackson, Jensen, Brabson, and Hargrove as Oden gets his first rest of the game. 30 seconds to go. Barberton with the ball, down by 5. Brabson for 3. One of the questions to be answered in this game, can Barberton hit from the outside? The answer, yes.
Yeah, outside the building.
Thiel in traffic. No. Pendergrass had it. Bosley.
2 seconds. Have to throw one.
That'll do it. End of one. Jackson by 4.
If you give them the service that you expect when you go out to eat, that's real important at Max and Irma's, you know?
People really enjoy the food, too. And I think the service complements the food.
This might be the one time out a week that this couple gets or this family gets. And you don't know if it is or if they go out every night, but you've got to make sure it's as if this is their only night out and you want to make it special and worth it.
Hi, this is Dick Goddard, and boy, is it great to be back. I'm really delighted to tell you about the big winter sale going on right now at Wacom Ford and Nissan. All new Ford and Nissan cars and trucks have been specially priced to save you a great deal of money right now. The cold weather, sorry about that, has slowed business, so Mr. Wacom has cut prices on everything. New as well as used cars and trucks, hundreds of vehicles with low prices. So come on over to George Wacom Ford and Nissan. The coffee's on, the weather inside is fine.
One in the books here at the sold-out Civic Center as you take a look at the Jackson faithful across the way. 16-12 Polar Bears. And if you're Jackson, you've seen Barberton connect on 4 3-pointers. There's one of them, as you can see, well outside the line and nothing but net. Here you take a look at the Barberton huddle around Roger Kramer.
Roger Kramer in his 6th season, 100 victories and just 37 defeats.
And one of the nice guys.
Larry Taylor, his 10th season at Jackson, 146 wins, 83 losses. His postseason record impressive, 20 wins, 9 defeats.
Larry also one of the regular guys.
Individually, Bosley with 11, Nemeth and Henderson 2 apiece, Pendergrass with a point for Jackson, 6 for Oden and 3 apiece for Brapson and Hargrove for Barberton.
Barberton 7 of 12 from the field, 58%. That includes the long bombs. Jackson 4 of 10. Only 2 at the line for Jackson. No foul shots for Barberton.
Jensen baseline Vaughn. This is Blake. Blocked by Henderson. Blake gets it back. Puts it up. Puts it down. First 2 by Mike Blake, an outstanding lineman on the Barberton football team. Pendergrass lost the handle and a turnover. Kip Askew's in the ball game for Barberton. He made a nice defensive effort on that play. John Stewart in. Phil Pendergrass sits down. So it's Nemeth and Stewart at the guards, Henderson in the middle, and Bosley and Thiel at the forwards.
Barberton with a chance to tie.
Askew's in there at point guard, giving Hargrove his first rest of the game. Brapson, rim no. Polar Bears want to run. This is Joe Nemeth. Joe Nemeth has gone coast to coast on 2 occasions for his 4 points. And it's the Polar Bears by 4. 6:45 to go, period number 2. Askew over to Brapson. Jensen cut off by Bosley. Back up to Askew.
Askew doesn't look like he wants to take the shot. He's just moving the ball.
Now Vaughn. Brapson a long 3. No, Vaughn right there. They'll call him for going over the back of Bosley.
Bosley had good defensive position. Vaughn climbed on for a ride. That cost them 1. Right side of your screen, 25 will just climb on for the ride. A lot of body. Barberton now puts it on full court.
3 substitutions for Barberton.
All starters.
Jackson, Hargrove, Oden are in. Brapson, Askew, and Blake will sit down. Nemeth against the Barberton pressure to Stewart. Henderson. Bosley knocked away by Vaughn. Battle for the ball. Brabson is there. Jump ball on the alternate possession. Jackson will keep it. 18 for the Polar Bears, 14 for the Magics. Just over 6 minutes to go here, period number 2. Brabson getting a check that Jensen will have to come out of the game for a cut.
And on the cheekbone.
And that'll bring Brabson back in. So it's Oden and Hargrove at the guards.
Take a look here at this loose ball, and we'll see what happens in the pileup.
Up front for Barberton now, Brabson, Vaughn, and Jackson. So a rather small lineup in there. Whereas Barberton's tallest player in their regular rotation is 6'3". They have a youngster, 6'5", Chris Fillmore, who sees some playing time at center. Jackson really in the same boat, except for 6'7" Scott Henderson as Nemeth controls. Field double team, nice bounce pass inside Nemeth through the foul. Fouls on Latrell Jackson.
3 men around him. He just has no chance taking it up. That is the 6th team foul. Jackson will go the rest of the way in this half shooting fouls into the bonus.
Joe Nemeth, 83% foul shooter regular season. He has struggled a bit in the postseason, 5 out of 13 from the foul line. And Tom, it bears mentioning on every broadcast, not to make excuses, but a much different background here at the Civic Center than in most high school gymnasiums. And of course, we're talking about the depth perception. Blake is in. Jackson will sit down. Jackson is scoreless with 2 personal fouls. Blake has a bucket for 2. Jackson by 5. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go, second period.
Hargrove will be back on the point, and they switch over and put Brabson there.
Jackson turning up the defensive pressure. Still another notch. Bringing that zone out even farther on the floor.
And the trapping.
And the foul on Bosley. It'll be his first.
Slapped going by. Thought he might have the steal. Going to take Bosley out to fix a scratch on his knee. Probably in that same melee a few minutes ago that Jensen got dinged in.
And Pendergrass comes in to replace him. Now we say hello to Ed Reynolds and Phil Shirk, who've stopped by to say hello, and both look good, and they'll be leading our sales effort if we get a chance to do one more ball game. We'll have to wait and see on that. And Phil's got a beautiful sweater, but he probably wishes he didn't wear it because it's very warm up here at the Civic Center. Hargrove for 3. No. On the line drive shot, John Stewart with the long rebound. Stewart in the open floor. No. Pendergrass got a hand on it. Field Johnny on the spot.
Stewart just hasn't been able to get on track shooting last couple of ball games.
Field for 3.
Oh, there's a big pickup. Timeout Barberton.
4 minutes, 36 seconds to go. Biggest lead of the ball game, 8 points.
Worcester Appliance Center is proud of the Worcester Generals, and we're offering RCA championship rebates on RCA televisions in celebration. This 46-inch RCA home theater is loaded with features for only $18.99 after rebate. This 31-inch RCA Color Track Plus is only $9.99 after rebate. Worcester Appliance Center is also offering other great deals, such as this GE Quick Clean Radiant Range for only $6.99. This GE side-by-side refrigerator is only $11.99. At Worcester Appliance Center, we're proud of our own Worcester Generals.
For great name brand shoes at unbeatable prices, don't miss the huge selection and savings you'll find during our greatest Easter sale ever at Value City, including this special purchase featuring a fabulous collection of ladies' Connie and Naturalizer dress shoes. Compare $32 to $44. Now your choice, only $19.99. Or this special purchase of ladies' Keds and famous label canvas casuals. Compare $26 to $40. They're incredible values for spring. Your choice, only $16.99 during our greatest Easter sale ever at Value City department stores.
Take a look at the Jackson huddle around Larry Taylor, the Eppes Chevy Geo, Audi, and Subaru scoreboard. 22-14 for the Polar Bears.
Larry Taylor assisted by Gary Jones, Jim Wirtz, and Jim Kish. Roger Kramer's right-hand man, Dwayne Daly, and that's a group of people that never get the credit they deserve, the assistant coaches.
And they do put some hours in. Barberton fans along the near side. Yeah, if you wore purple today, Bill Heichel showed me his tie. He said, look, I have my purple on. I said, well, that's going out on a limb.
Hey, we want to say congratulations to Chris and Stephanie Spielman on the birth of their first child, an 8-pound, 9-ounce daughter born early Friday morning up in Detroit. The proud grandfather, Sonny, en route to the Motor City, told me yesterday there's no truth to the rumor he was stopping on the way north to pick up a set of free weights. I just wanted to clear that up. The Spielman's proud parents for the very first time. Makes you feel a little old. I remember Chris back in 1982 as a junior on the Massillon football squad, and Stephanie.
Well, good. Then I'll make Sonny feel old. He taught me history at Central.
It only gets worse. Approaching the midway point here now, period number 2. Barberton down by 8. Oden, who's hit a pair of threes. We'll try another one. Wow.
I guess they're going to have to make Larry a believer of that guy, huh?
And now Nemeth in trouble, double team, but got it to Bosley. Open Pendergrass.
Nice pass.
Pendergrass with 3, a 7-point Jackson lead. Vaughn picked up by Pendergrass. Ball intercepted by Bosley. Bosley 1-on-3. Puts it up. No, drew the foul.
He'll go to the line and shoot 2. We've seen Barberton throw those cross courts. One thing we haven't seen tonight that we saw a lot against Stowe the other night was the long bomb touchdown type pass. Bosley hit right there. He knows he's got a chance, so he concentrates and gets it up off the glass, but just doesn't get the roll.
Jamie Bosley, 88% foul shooter regular season, has hit 36 of 44 in the tournament, so he's averaging better than 10 trips to the line every game in postseason play. And he's by far the leading scorer in the game. He's got a dozen.
This ties their high water mark of 8 as far as the lead.
And now a 9-point advantage with 3:20 to go. Period number 2.
But as Scott mentioned in the pregame, both of these teams have trailed by double figures in ball games and come back to win in the tournament.
So they can feel confident even if they are behind by a double-digit margin. Blake.
Boy, in every sense of the word, he muscled that one up.
Blake with 4.
Good play by Blake on the baseline.
Averaging 7.5 points per game in traffic, and they'll call a push against Oden. We'll pause. Just under 3 minutes to go, second period.
At Play It Again Sports, we encourage recycling. Play It Again Sports. We buy and sell used sports equipment. No matter what kind of used sports equipment you have, Play It Again Sports will pay you money for it. If your kids have grown or if you've changed sports, bring your old equipment in. We'll buy it and put it back in the game.
Hi, John Blakeney with CCI and Ameritech Centrex. A 3-point goal can really change the outcome of a basketball game. Ameritech Centrex can change your basic business phone lines into feature-rich, Centrex lines with up to 24 programmable features at rates often lower than you're currently paying. For details on this communications three-point play, call CCI, your authorized Ameritech Centrex 5-star distributor in Canton at 497-7715 and in Akron at 896-3905.
Hi, this is Dick Goddard for Wacom Ford Nissan. Right now, you can save on every new Ford and Nissan car and truck in stock at Stark County's oldest and finest Ford dealership and this area's exclusive Nissan dealership. The Wacom Ford Nissan way of pricing ensures you of always paying the very lowest price. It's the Wacom way. And right now, Wacom has a remarkable inventory of 94 models. Saving money is not an ad slogan at Wacom. It's one of Mr. Wacom's most important traditions.
Familiar sight. As you see Jackson up on the Epi scoreboard, Bosley at the line, shooting 1 plus the bonus.
14 now for Jamie Bosley.
And you don't know how many coaches have told us over the year that this is exactly the spot when you're on the opposing bench that you just don't like to see.
And you don't like to compare one player to another. But I remember what the Toledo coach told us before the ball game, that Jamie Bosley reminds him a lot, especially in the high school level, of Damon Bailey and the way he played at Indiana. (28-19) Jackson. This is Hargrove. Found the opening.
Well, Hargrove, he's got to get some ballots in there with Oden on our player of the game selections for the Barberton side.
Hargrove with 5. Oden leads all Barberton scorers with 9. Hargrove, averaging 8 points per game regular season, 16 in the tournament, has really brought his game up a level. Jackson by 7 as we approach the 2-minute mark.
Barberton in that trapping zone and nearly got the steal.
Pendergrass will bring it back out. To steal a long 3.
I thought he was in the second row of the Jackson students when that came up.
Great arc on that shot. Biggest lead for Jackson, 10 points. Hargrove.
Same spot.
Hargrove with 7, so the backcourt duo for Barberton with 16 of their 23 points. And how about Matt Thiel hitting a couple of threes after coming into the ball game? 8-point lead for Jackson. 1:05 to play before halftime. Stewart is open for 3. Just missed. Here come the Magics. Hargrove, dangerous in the open court. And they'll call a blocking foul. Will go against Pendergrass.
Pendergrass continues to move right up until the time contact is made. He never did establish any defensive position. He's tagged with his first, only the 4th on Jackson as a team.
Young sophomore, we mentioned Chris Fillmore in the game at center for Barberton. That pass almost stolen by Nemeth. Brabson for 3. He just missed. Rebound Stewart. Jamie Bosley stops. Puts it up. Short. Stewart. Up. No. Pendergrass. No. Stewart in the paint. No, but a foul.
4 tries for the Polar Bears. They were fortunate on a couple of those bounces off the iron. Stewart will go to the line and shoot 2. 29 seconds remaining here at half. A lot of points on the board.
Larry Taylor with some words of wisdom for Jamie Bosley is John Stewart, who is scoreless so far in this game. He is an 86% foul shooter regular season, 2 out of 3 in the tournament. Averaging 9 per game regular season, 7 in the postseason. Fillmore's time on the floor was brief, just to give Blake enough time to catch his breath, and Tom Cannell heading downstairs to see who he may find for halftime. He's got about, what, 4,500 choices, I guess, something like that, maybe even more. At the sold-out Canton Memorial Civic Center, Stuart Cooley hits both foul shots. As a team, I've got Jackson 8 out of 10 from the line. Long cross-court pass. Down to 15 seconds. Barberton trailing by 10, and they'll be content to take the last shot. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Hargrove loses it. The 3 by Jensen, no good. Stewart has it, and that'll do it. We're at halftime with the score: Jackson 33, Barberton 23.
You know, it seems like water is in the news a lot these days. If you're becoming concerned about the water you drink, then it's time to call Clearwater Systems, the water experts. Clearwater Systems can make your water clean, clear, good tasting, and safe to drink. And the best part, it costs just pennies a day. Why not enjoy good water again? Clear water from Clearwater Systems.
For a limited time, rent a Clearwater system for only $5 a month with full purchase option for 6 months.
At Brewster Dairy, we have been producing quality cheese locally since 1965. We strive for excellence in every aspect of preparation, from choosing the highest quality ingredients through the meticulous aging process that has given Brewster cheese national recognition. Brewster cheese has won several national and international awards for taste and quality and is available locally. Our world-class natural cheese can be found at the Big Cheese Shop directly across from Brewster Dairy on Route 93 in Brewster. Brewster cheese is also available at participating Apples, Dairy Marts, and other fine grocers.
At halftime on the Eppes, Chevy, Geo, Audi, and Subaru scoreboard, the Polar Bears leading it by 10. A couple of reminders. Number one, this game brought to you thanks to support of local advertisers under authority granted to TV 67 by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of TV 67 and the OHSAA is strictly prohibited. A reminder that Tom and I will pick a player of the game from each team. Each will receive a handsome plaque and certificate from CCI and Ameritech Centrex, your telecommunication teammates, and there you see it. And that's a good time to tie in the individual numbers, because the leading scorer in the ball game, Jamie Bosley, who scored 11 of his 15 points in that opening period. Other scorers for Jackson: Matt Thiel off the bench with a pair of threes for his 6. Joe Nemeth with 5, Phil Pendergrass 3, Scott Henderson and John Stewart with 2 apiece. For Barberton, the leading candidates, their backcourt duo, Tremaine Oden, who's the leading scorer, 3 threes for a total of 9. Gerald Hargrove right behind with 7 points. Mike Blake, the center, has 4. And Paul Brapson has hit a 3-pointer. Let me also say, since this is our last game from here at the Civic Center, win, lose, or draw, thanks to tournament manager Dr. David Boehner, his assistant Pat Eller, Joe Tavisi, Civic Center manager Bob Patt, from Jackson High School, Larry Taylor, Bill Desiker, Carolyn Young, and Todd Krebs, from Barberton, Roger Kramer, and from the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Claire Mascaro, Dick Termeer, and Hank Zaborniak. Seems hard to believe, but 3 weeks from yesterday, it's time for baseball. The television home of the AA Tribe since the beginning, your local sports station. Our 6th season of covering Canton-Akron Indians baseball begins with the first telecast of the home opener since the very first game at Thurman Munson Stadium back in 1989. AA Indians play host to the Orioles affiliate, the Bowie Bay Sox, Friday, April 8th at 7 p.m. A reminder, the AA Tribe out to improve its record of 40 wins and just 16 losses on TV 67. Back with Vic Steffen's team numbers right after this timeout.
Hi, Dick Goddard with midwinter sales savings from George Wacom Ford at 4321 Lincoln Way East in Massillon. The weather's been cold, you may have noticed, which is why I'm wearing this coat. But the deals and savings are hot at Stark County's oldest Ford dealership. Wacom wants to sell every new Ford car and truck now to get ready for the coming spring inventory. This Wacom Ford clearance is a real wintertime sales event, so come on in today and save at Wacom Ford at 4321 Lincoln Way East, just a mile or so west of Canton Center Mall. I predict a low-pressure area of savings.
Camelot Music is more than just a music store. Camelot Music is home entertainment, like movies, new releases, and movie classics on video cassette, and today's hottest home entertainment format, laser video discs, combining digital audio with digital video for incredibly lifelike movie watching. And Camelot Music is music, a vast selection of compact discs and cassettes from rock to classical to country to jazz. Camelot Music, we're home entertainment.
If you think there's nothing new to do until spring arrives, get in your car and see Everything Rubbermaid retail store in Worcester. With over 2,500 great values, there isn't another store like it anywhere in the world. Everything Rubbermaid is just what you'll find, including Rubbermaid's distinctive Little Tykes line. See exciting new Rubbermaid products. Save on discontinued products and cosmetic seconds. Spend a few minutes in the car to discover one of Ohio's most unique, value-oriented shopping experiences. Everything Rubbermaid retail store in Worcester.
Hey, white folks!
I love getting physical with you.
Get lost, Herb. There are all sorts of things I've never done for you before.
I am the air.
I gotta go water my plants now.
Heard your news report this morning, Les. Better stop.
Hello, Hunk.
Surely you must know some sort of black thing. I know what I'm doing. Da-da-da-da-da-da! That's pathetic.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Well, out of the 4,600 people here, this could be the youngest person at the Canton Memorial Civic Center. That's cute. Tom Cannell back with me upstairs, and as
I was just going to say, I like his hairdo.
Okay.
The trouble is he won't have to keep that for 45
Look
years.
at, it's like, is that a Barberton Magic emblem? Boy, they start them out young up there.
They do.
Great fans on both sides from Barberton and from Jackson. As we take a look at Vic's first half numbers, both teams, Tom Cannell, shooting well from the field. Jackson 11 for 22, Barberton 9 for 21. I guess the big stat is at the foul line, where Jackson's 8 for 10, and Barberton hasn't even stepped to the line yet.
Only 4 fouls on Jackson in the first half. The one thing that doesn't show there either is the Barberton's propensity for converting the three-pointer. They don't have many deuces.
Look at those rebounds. Wow. 17-4. Vic Steffen says that's it. And again, what I like to see, a game that means so much, only 4 turnovers each way. Both teams have done a nice job protecting the basketball.
And the referees are basically letting them play. It's been physical, but a pretty well played half from the standpoint of the whistleblowers.
What do you think both coaches are talking about here as Jackson's back out on the floor?
Well, I think Barberton's got to get the ball inside a little bit. You know, they do have a pretty nice half-court game inside. They've been content to throw it over to the Jackson zone and live or die by the 3, and they found themselves down 10. I think they need to get the ball inside a little bit, get a few fouls on Jackson, get to the line this half, and just try and pick up a few points with the clock stopped.
Both teams can be proud of reaching this level. Only 8 Division I teams in the entire state are still alive. After today, there'll be just 4, and those 4 go to Columbus. Back with third period action right after this timeout. Tom, this is kind of interesting. Here, Barberton down by 11 against Stowe. Comes back to win the ball game. Jackson had an 11-point lead the other night against Toledo. The Toledo team came out and hit 14 straight points and was a dogfight and forced into overtime. So both these teams have been on both sides of these halftime double-digit margins.
And we talked about what Barberton might want to try to do. I'm sure that Jackson does not want to come out and post another Son of Ghoul movie in the third quarter.
And yes, since we brought it up, yes, he's not here tonight, but he'll be back.
Yes, unfortunately, he'll be back next week
with the film classic Company of Wolves.
Returns next Saturday, 11:30 p.m., and you can send your cards of thanks to Scott and I and the Jackson Polar Bears.
And I'm sure the Son of Gold will be thanking you personally on the next one.
Well, I did provide him, you know, he did request an autographed photo, and I did forward that to his cave.
An autographed photo? Well, I'll have to watch that. Especially what he does with it once he gets it. Oden with the basketball. Hargrove gets it to Blake. Blake just misses. Stewart with the rebound. Stewart, Bosley, Henderson, Nemeth, and Pendergrass for Jackson. Jensen, Oden, Hargrove, Blake, and Jackson for Barberton. Starting fives both ways. Back out on the floor. Jackson with the ball. 10-point lead just underway. Period number 3. Bill Pendergrass guarded by Jackson. Bosley triple team, got it to Henderson, open Stewart, foul on Blake.
How many is that on the big guy? Is that 3? 2. This is a mismatch. Blake is way too big for Stewart to be messing with. And he's just rejected, but a little bit of the hand across the forearm. Stewart will be at the line trying to knock down a pair.
John 2 for 2 in the game, make it 3 out of 3. Averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in the regular season. His best tournament game as of late, probably the game he had 3 threes against McKinley, including a big one down the stretch.
Yeah, he's just been just a tad off since then from the field.
The perfect at the line, 4 out of 4. 12-point lead for Jackson. I believe that ties their biggest margin of the game. Oden just misses, got it right back, rejected by Henderson, foul on Henderson.
There's the Oden. Now it's going to come back off the iron right to him. And then when he puts it up again, Henderson gets a good piece of him. And this is the first time that we've seen a Magic at the line tonight.
Oden, a 74% foul shooter regular season, 0 for 1 in the victory over Stowe, and they'll try to split the pair. Averages 8 per game regular season, 7 in the postseason, but he's already scored 9 points here tonight, and he had a total of 10 points against Stowe. Best defender on the Barberton Magic, according to head coach Roger Kramer. Couldn't get either one to go there. And Jackson with the basketball, a 12-point advantage, 7 minutes to go, period number 3. Jamie Bosley.
Jackson's execution against this defense is very good. And then there's a turnover, so.
He went to the Scott Davis
Yes,
School
I
of
certainly did, but
Broadcasting.
they have been executing very well. They've been popping men out to take the passes.
6:40 to go, period number 3. Hargrove to Oden. They're in the backcourt. Jackson, Jensen, and Blake up front. Jackson, nice move.
Well, they are trying to get it inside. I kind of thought that's what they might try to do.
First points for Jackson, leading scorer for the Magic during the regular season. So Jackson's done a nice job shutting down Jackson. That can get a bit confusing. Henderson, strong pass to Bosley. Oh, what a pump fake. Couldn't get the shot to go. A Henderson tip is no good. And Jensen rebounds. The outlet man is Hargrove. This is Latrell Jackson. Foul on Henderson. We'll pause. 6 minutes to go. Period number 3. Barberton trying to cut into the 10-point deficit.
Take a look at the foul. Henderson will go in, again go up, and get a good piece of the body. Nice job of walling off the defender but with the body. And a pretty hard landing by Jackson, but he's up and over the Barberton huddle. He's going to go to the line and shoot a pair.
Scott Henderson, the first player on either team with 3 personal fouls, so he'll take a seat. Dustin Martelli is back in, and I do believe Matt Thea will also check in for the Polar Bears. He had 6 points off the bench in the first half. Latrell Jackson, a 68% foul shooter during the regular season, 4 out of 6.
Thanks
in
to
the
Bob
regional
Barberton for those
semifinals. Yes.
groceries. And a lot of media here at both booths are jam-packed today.
Latrell Jackson, 18 points a game regular season, 15 his tournament average, 12 against Stowe. Barberton 0 for 3 from the line.
They're failing to cash in with these opportunities.
He shot well from the foul line, especially down the stretch against Stowe. Latrell Jackson with 3. Jackson's lead is 9. 6 minutes to go, period number 3. Nemeth and Stewart at the guards for Jackson. Open field. Too strong. Martelli knocked it away. Volleyballed around. Thiel got it back. Triple team. Gets it out of trouble. Now needs some help. Finds it in the form of John Stewart. He made a move on the big man, Blake.
And gets the roll.
John Stewart with 6. 4 of those in this period. Jackson lead at 11.
Have the three-point shooters all deployed.
Oden.
They just threw it around till one of them was open. They had
4 3-point shots. Oden with 12. Matt Thiel against Jensen. Took an extra step.
Thiel thought about getting it across to Bosley, but waited too long, and the defense closed, and he was just caught in no man's land. Larry Taylor telling him what he wants to see defensively. Barberton in the midst of a little run here. Again, they have, now Jensen goes to the point. Oden is on one wing. Hargrove on the other.
Oden's had the hot hand. And Barberton will have it. Kicked out of bounds by one of the Jackson players.
He got 4 threes for the game.
4 threes for the game. 12 points in the books. And really probably at this juncture at least our leading CCI player of the game candidate for the Magics. Hargrove for 3. Did everything but go down. Jackson right there. Counted a foul. Latrell Jackson has come out of the locker room after being scoreless first half. He'll look for point number 6 at the line in this period.
And to get a little more offensive rebounding by Barberton in this half, and that's helped out the cause too. Jackson with a chance to pull him within 5. Effectively cutting that halftime lead in half here in the first 3.5 minutes of the third period. And the pressure is applied.
Barberton has outscored Jackson 9-4 in this third period to cut the deficit in half. And a steal by Blake.
Namath got himself trapped at midcourt. Defensive pressure again turns the ball over.
.37 for Jackson, 32 Barberton as we approach the midway point of period number 3. Blake.
And we are seeing a little bit of a replay of what we saw the other night coming into the third quarter by the Polar Bears.
11-4 Barberton run here in period number 3, and Jackson's lead is down to 3. Let's see how the Polar Bears react. Namath. Rebound inside. Martelli. Jump ball. Alternate possession. Jackson will keep it. Pendergrass and Henderson in for Jackson. Grabson and Vaughn check in for the Magic. So now Jackson back in with their starting 5. Three-point lead for Jackson. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go, third period. Oden knocks it away from Bosley.
They've got Oden playing Bosley man-to-man very tightly. Now they switch back to the zone.
Pendergrass, Namath, Stewart, Bosley, and Henderson for Jackson. Hargrove, Vaughn, Jackson, Oden, and Grabson for Barberton.
Jackson needs a bucket here. Stop the bleeding a little bit.
Barberton on the 11-4 run. Great pass to Bosley.
Yeah, Grabson caught inside with him. Just put it up strong.
Bosley, game's leading scorer with 17. 5-point lead, Jackson, as we approach the 3-minute mark. Period number 3. Ooh. Hargrove, no, but a foul. We'll pause. 3 minutes to go. Period number 3.
The Uppy scoreboard, 39-34. Again, Barberton will be at the line in the person of Hargrove. He's going to shoot a pair.
Hargrove, 71% foul shooter regular season. Now 6 out of 9 here at the Civic Center. looking for his 8th point and to bring his team to within 4.
And it's been a while since they were this close at 4.
Full court pressure, and Bosley breaks it. Bosley all the way.
Well, there was a highlight reel.
Jackson's lead 6. Vaughn in traffic. No. Henderson taps it over to Pendergrass. Knocked away. Bosley had it knocked away by Jackson. Hargrove comes up with it. Hargrove in traffic. No. Offensive foul.
Stewart stood his ground that time and took it. There you see Stewart gets it about chest high.
First foul on Hargrove.
And the tempo is picking up a bit, my boy. It's picking up.
Pendergrass to Bosley. Foul in the backcourt. Puts on Oden. It'll be his 3rd.
It is. They've had Oden playing Bosley when they've been going to the man. He's back on him again here. They're going to have to pull him and bring Jensen back.
Oden has 3 personals for Barberton. Henderson with 3 for Jackson.
Jackson switches over now and will play Bosley.
We saw another part of Bosley's game right there. Nemeth lost his footing. Steele. Stolen right back by Thiel. Under 2 minutes now, period number 3. Jackson with the ball and a 6-point lead as Blake gets ready to check back in for the Magic. Bosley for 3.
Inside, outside.
7 points in the period, 22 in the ball game.
And after the run down to 4, Jackson has built it back up to 9. And now Barberton needs a hoop.
Had a couple of mini runs in this game. Barberton early, Jackson late.
Magic can strike from long range. They throw it around this zone looking for a wingman to be open. There it is.
Thiel with the rebound. Off the miss by Jensen. Minute to play. 3rd period. Boy, Bosley guarded by Hargrove in a size mismatch. Jamie couldn't get the shot to go. Vaughn with the rebound. This is Hargrove. 1-on-1 with Nemeth. Foul on Nemeth. Jackson up by 9, 47 seconds to go, period number 3.
15 foul on Jackson.
3rd foul on Nemeth, so Nemeth and Henderson each with 3 for Jackson.
Jackson will take a seat, and the big guy, Mike Blake, returns at center. 6'1", what would you guess, maybe 240?
I think his football playing weight is up in the 275, 280 range, so. Set play in bounds.
Hard for that guy to sneak in there, but he did.
Blake with 8. 40 seconds to go. Jackson's lead at 7. Thiel a nice move in the open court.
Probably take one shot.
30 seconds.
Right.
Pendergrass for 3. Short. Grabs and rebound.
I think Larry wanted one shot. He's not real happy down there.
And back to Hargrove. Maybe Barberton will go for one.
They will. They'll try and squeeze it down to 5.
44 Jackson, 37 Barberton. 10 seconds to go, 3rd period. 6, 5, 4. Hargrove shot blocked by Henderson. Blake got it back, put it up, no. Tip, no. End of 3. Jackson 44, Barberton 37.
Hi, Kate Noel for CCI, your authorized 5-star Ameritex Centrex distributor. Winning in basketball requires teamwork. The CCI Ameritech Centrex team can provide business customers with 24 custom features that can be activated individually or all at once. 24 features all on one cost-saving Centrex line. Take advantage of your Centrex team and contact CCI Ameritech Centrex in Canton at 497-7715 or Akron at 896-3905.
Hi, this is Dick Goddard for Wacom Ford Nissan. Right now, you can save on every new Ford and Nissan car and truck in stock at Stark County's oldest and finest Ford dealership and this area's exclusive Nissan dealership. The Wacom Ford Nissan way of pricing ensures you of always paying the very lowest price. It's the Wacom way. And right now, Wacom has a remarkable inventory of 94 models. Saving money is not an ad slogan at Wacom. It's one of Mr. Wacom's most important traditions.
Well, we have 8 minutes to go for a trip down I-71 to St. John Arena Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. One of these two teams will represent this area. And then there'll be 4.
Leading scorers in the game, TC. Oden has a dozen for Barberton. Hargrove and Blake with 8 apiece. Jackson with 6. For the Polar Bears, Jamie Bosley leading all scorers with 22. Stewart and Thiel with 6 apiece. Nemeth with 5.
A net loss of 3 and a net gain of 3 by Barberton over the halftime deficit. But they did have it squeezed to 4 at one point, and they are dangerous.
Brabson
for that reason. And the pressure is going to be applied once again.
He's got 6. Jackson by 4. 7:40 left to be played. Almost stolen by Brabson. Thiel lost it to Hargrove. Ball knocked away by Thiel, out of bounds, and Barberton will keep it.
Stewart was last man to touch it.
It's Vaughn, Brabson, Hargrove, Blake. And a turnover.
That time Brabson got his fingertips on it last.
Jensen is the 5th player out there for Barberton. Pendergrass, Thiel, Stewart, Bosley, and Nemeth for the Polar Bears.
And Barberton with only 3 fouls in this second half. They've got 4 to give.
Thiel for 3. Not this time. Offensive rebound, Pendergrass. No, Blake fighting for it. Hargrove had it. What's the call?
Going to be on Hargrove. I think he had a hold of Bosley's shirt. It almost came off his left shoulder.
His second personal foul. Jackson back in for the Magics. And Blake will sit down. Here comes Oden. And
take a look now. He's going to come right at you. Keep your eye on Bosley. Right there, you see his shirt.
Barberton with 6 players on the floor. Barberton had 6 players on the floor. Now, see what's going to happen here. Officials have both head coaches at the scorer's table. Larry was calling for the technical for the 6 players. One of the Barberton players jumped out of bounds in front of the Jackson bench.
No call.
Okay. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, partner,
fine.
but 6 on 5. We don't see that too often.
Well, you got to make up a little deficit. It'd be nice if you could do that once in a while, huh?
It'd be like some sports. Nemeth. Nemeth with 7. Jackson by 6. Through 3, Vic Steffen's numbers from the field. Jackson 48%, Barberton 41. Vaughn, nice move.
And Vaughn's been pretty silent. If he picks it up,
his first points of the ball game.
He can give Barberton that boost down the stretch here.
Foul line, Jackson 10 for 12, Barberton 3 for 7. Rebounds, Jackson still by a 2-to-1 margin. Bosley couldn't get that shot to go. Jackson ends up on the floor. 6.5 minutes to play. Barberton down by 4. Oden passed on the 3. Open for 3. No good. It's Jensen and Nemeth with the rebound. 6 minutes to play. Knocked away by Hargrove. Hargrove 1-on-2. No, tip good by Vaughn.
Leon Oden. That'll be his fourth. Bosley will try to cut it inside, and Oden will get him around the ankles. Right here. Well, buckle up. We expected it to go down to the last minute. Timeout Barberton. 5:40 remaining. 46-44.
Puts it back up and in, bringing them to within one. They're going to have a pressure on. Got 7 seconds left. 6. Back. He's looking to the right side. He's going to loft it into the end zone. Touchdown. 28-0.
There's no time left. Passes inside to Jenkins. He takes it up, scores.
Whether you're a pro athlete or a weekend warrior, we'll help you get back on the playing field. Call Tim Commercy Sports Medicine Center at 489-1245.
Great name brand values at unbeatable prices. Our Easter sales got it all at Value City, featuring part of a $3.5 million buyout. Men's and ladies 26-inch 10-speed all-terrain bikes from Huffy. Compare $120, now your choice only $89.99. Another $3.5 million buyout. World-famous Snowart professional tennis rackets. Compare $60 to $150, now only $14.99, $19.99, and $29.99. During our greatest Easter sale ever at Value City department stores.
On the Uppies, Chevy, Geo, Audi, and Subaru scoreboard, 46-44 Barberton trails only by 2. They were down 10 at the half. They've made a gradual bite, a little Pac-Man shot into this Jackson lead, and they're within hailing distance now at 2.
I'm sure a lot of people asking you the last 48 hours, who do you think is going to win? Who's favorite? So on and so forth. My response was, I consider Jackson to be a slight favorite. So far, no favorite had won a tournament game because the two teams ousted in this regional tournament were both state ranked during the regular season. And you've got to respect this Barberton team for the winning streak they put together. At one point, this team 9-7. They stormed back. They knocked off the #1 team in the state. And you've got to admire Jackson and what they've done down the tournament trail, beating a fine McKinley ball club and then taking on a state-ranked team from Toledo and gutting it out in overtime. We expected this to be close, hotly contested, and that's exactly what we've received here at the Civic Center.
If Brabson knocked it away, it's going to be Jackson ball.
46 for the Polar Bears, 44 for the Magics, 5.5 minutes to play. Henderson, Stewart. Thiel. Nemeth, Bosley, guarded by Vaughn. Nemeth open momentarily, passed on the 3. Thiel will take it.
That's a big 3.
Matt Thiel, 3 3-pointers, 9 points in the books, 5-point Jackson lead.
Oh, you have to have guts to take that 3 up 2 from that distance, and Thiel found nothing but net.
Brabson for 3. Not this time. Stewart with the rebound. And a foul on Jensen.
Number 6 on the Magics. That's Jensen's second.
Pendergrass in. Henderson sitting down. I think Lloyd Taylor probably protecting him a bit since he does have 3 personal fouls.
They're double teaming the inbound on Bosley.
Oden on the Barberton bench with 4. That's a big loss for the Magics. They need his offense and defense. Stewart. Jackson guarding Stewart. Bosley picked up by Vaughn. Pendergrass. Stewart falls down. Ball loose on the floor. Hargrove with it. 2-on-1, and he turns it over.
Larry Taylor up. He wanted a trip right in front of his own bench on Stewart. He probably calls that justice. Roger Kramer up. Trying to tighten this defense up even tighter, but it's really been a tough chore for Jackson to get the ball up the floor.
Stewart in trouble. Got it to Nemeth. Thiel. Tight defense by the Magic. Bosley. No. Pendergrass had it. Fighting with Brabson. Jump ball. Alternate possession. Jackson will keep it. Skip Askew in. Brabson sits down. So you really have 2 point guards in there now for the Magic. Although Askew can play a number of different positions, but in terms of quickness now,
I think he's in for his D, and they take another timeout. Jackson will want to take and circle the wagons. 3:36 remaining. It's going to come down to the wire, 49-44.
Maximum has best quality and best price. We don't serve anything that doesn't look good to us ourselves. I mean, if something doesn't come up right, you know, hand it back to the cook and say, this just doesn't make it.
I think one thing people at Max Center must realize is you can't be on top unless you serve the quality all the time.
It's very consistent, always good, always proud to serve it, always ready to eat it.
You know, if you're considering bottled water delivery service for your home or office, call Clearwater Systems. See how convenient and inexpensive it can be. Clearwater Systems offers a large selection of coolers, dispensers, and for that special place in your home or office, deluxe wood cabinets and custom finishes. Now you can have clean, clear, great-tasting water for just pennies a day. Clearwater from Clearwater Systems.
For a limited time, rent a Cook and Cold cooler for only $5 a month and get your first 10 gallons free.
On the Epi scoreboard, 49 for the Polar Bears, 44 for the Magic. 3 minutes, 36 seconds to be played. Talk about our CCI candidates for a moment. 2 come to mind for Jackson. Jamie Bosley, and that's really all you have to say, is the leading scorer in the game. Matt Thiel's done a nice job off the bench. He has 3 threes, a total of 9 points in the game. On the Barberton side, Oden, who even though he's been saddled with foul trouble, has a dozen points. Next in line offensively, at least, you've got Hargrove and Blake with 8 apiece. Jackson has 6. That was all those points in period number 3. Brabson has 6. Vaughn has 4, and all those points have come in this 4th period.
Jackson fans up across the way. Barberton fans up on the near side. You really have that tournament feel of excitement here today. Jackson has to take time. They can't get the ball in. And now the teams will regroup. And this is one thing that's impressed me since the half is the intensity of the Barberton defense. Roger Kramer went in at halftime, and when they came out, they were a completely different team hawking the basketball. And Jackson has been bothered by the press.
Second time we've seen Barberton, and it impresses me about the Magic, about the coach, Roger Kramer, his staff, and the players, the way they make the halftime adjustments. Down 11 against Stowe, they storm back. Down 10 here at halftime, they've cut it to 5.
Had it all the way down to 2 with the basketball in the waning seconds of the 3rd period.
Barberton winning the state title 1976 in the Final Four in 77 and 82. In the regionals, the last 2 times in the last 4 seasons, including this year. Jackson, 3rd regional in the last 6 years. First time in the title game since '89. The Polar Bears have never been to Columbus. Director Dean Marini reminding us, and I remember those days. In fact, did a couple of those games at the old Channel 17. As you see the turnover here. Barberton with the Bodner brothers, who both went to Michigan, the twins, and Carter Scott, who went on to Ohio State, and they had a great dynasty there in the mid to late 70s. With Jack Reynolds, of course, as the head coach.
Well, Jackson that time used up about 45 seconds of the clock, but did not get an opportunity to put any points on the board as they tossed it away along the sideline right in front of their own student section. Next foul, Jackson will go 1-1 the rest of the way. Jackson has 5 teams.
Oden back in for the Magics with Hargrove, Brapson, Jensen, and Vaughn. Oden for 3. Short on that shot. Thiel with the rebound. 2:45 to play. Nemeth double team. Got it to Bosley. Jamie Bosley. Count in the foul.
Bosley thinking offense all the way, just turned and headed the old Madden Cruiser toward the bucket.
Jamie Bosley looking for point number 25 at the line.
He's thinking, take it all the way. He knows he's one-on-one with Brabson. Gets a little chest shot. Ball goes in. Now a chance to take it up to 8.
40 out of 48 from the foul line here at the Civic Center in the tournament. 4 out of 4 in this game. That's a 5 for 5. Jamie Bosley, game's leading scorer with 25. More importantly, his team on top by 8. 52-44, 2.5 minutes to play. Brapson, a long 3 off the back of the iron, bounces again, and saved by Jackson. .205 to play. Jackson by 8.
Roger Kramer says they've got to get something toward the hoop.
Oden just misses. Jackson rebounds, puts it up and in. Jackson with 8, all in the second half. 1:50 to play, 6-point lead for Jackson. They break the pressure this time. Thiel with it.
Larry wants to spread it out. He'll take his chances at the line in the last minute and a half.
Thiel kicks it back out to Stewart. Foul on Jackson. That is Jackson of Barberton. Larry Taylor, 1 minute 26 seconds away from a trip to Columbus.
Very animated Larry Taylor just prior to that call. But I think he'll take his chances trying to protect a 6-point lead with his troops at the line in the last minute and a half.
Third foul on Latrell Jackson. John Stewart, 4 out of 4 from the line in this game. 6 points in the books. 6 out of 7 from the foul line in this tournament.
That would have been a lane violation had he missed. They had 2 Barberton players step in. And Barberton wants to take time. So the wheels are turning with 1:26 to play. I'm going to stay up with you because we've got awards after the ball game, and I will be talking to the winning coach and maybe a few of the players. We'll see how it works out. Kind of a little more relaxed schedule to playing an afternoon game like this.
Once again, the winner will go to Columbus. That will be that game will be played at St. John Arena on the campus of Ohio State University this Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. And I know what a lot of you are thinking, and I think I'll wait till our post-game story to explain what's going to be happening. What I can tell you about right now is some of the great movie entertainment that our program director and today's game producer Kevin Hoffman has lined up. Sunday at 7 on the Hall of Fame showcase, When Time Ran Out, with Paul Newman. It's kind of appropriate at a sporting event.
You're always happy when that happens with a Son of Ghoul movie.
Yes. And next Friday night at 8, Lisa Hartman stars in Where the Boys Are.
Right now they're all down on the floor with 1:26 to go.
John Stewart back at the line.
Has one remaining.
Looking for his 8th point and to give his team an 8-point lead.
And there's another lane violation, but the ball goes.
.122 to play. Steal by Bosley. No good. Jackson with the rebound.
And let's see what happens. I think Jackson may have gone over the top. He has. And that may be, oh, no, it's 4. Bosley will bring this down and put up a running left-hander. Actually, yeah, running right-hander comes over the top. Namath has good position. Jackson, you'll see, come right up over the top. Gets the basketball, but a piece of Namath, and it'll send him to the line for 1 plus the bonus at a minute 9.
Joe Namath with 7 points in the books, 1 out of 2 from the foul line. Averaging 9 per game regular season, 8 in the postseason.
And a big miss.
Askew is in there. Oden for 3, no good. Bosley strong to the hoop for the rebound. 52 seconds to play. Ball knocked out of bounds. And Jackson will have it. Are they going to call a foul on Askew?
They are
foul
on the reach-in. At 51 seconds remaining, I think I will start to wind my way down.
Through the sea of purple here at the Canton Memorial Civic Center. Here you see the foul. That one rolls around and falls in for Joe Namath. We had just a real solid ball game against Toledo, our CCI Co-Player of the Game award winner. He had 15 points, 11 of those in the first half. 2 big foul shots here. 10-point lead for Jackson, 50 seconds to play. Jackson for 3, blocked by Henderson. Bosley with it. Bosley fouled by Jackson, and Latrell Jackson was the first player to foul out of this game. He has 8 points. He'll be back, just a junior. In fact, you look at this Magic's team, they lose their senior backcourt duo of Tremaine Oden and Gerald Hargrove, but according to our list, all the rest are either juniors or sophomores. So 5 of their top 7 back, and Jackson with a nice blend of seniors and juniors. The 3 co-captains, I should say tri-captains, Stewart, Namath, and Pendergrass. And the other members of the rotation are juniors, Jamie Bosley, Scott Henderson, Matt Thiel, and Dustin Martelli. And you had the great underclassmen talent of these 2 teams to McKinley, who's got, I believe, 5 of their top 8 coming back next year. Should be some good basketball next season. I think they'll call Bosley for the reach-in after he misses the foul shot. That's his 2nd personal foul. 40 seconds to play. Barberton down by 10. Askew lost it, got it back. Bosley has it. Hargrove gets it back. He loses it. Namath controls. 25 seconds to play. To Bosley. To Henderson. Oh, couldn't get it to go. And Bill Desiker stopping by, big grin on his face. Henderson trying to provide the exclamation point. And he hung on the rim as the player went flying underneath him. That's the 3rd personal foul on Brapson, and they're going to call it an intentional foul, meaning Jackson will also get the ball. Pendergrass back in with 22 seconds to play. Listen to the hand for Jamie Bosley. Henderson will try to split the pair. Scott Henderson with 3 points in the ball game. A lot of what Scott Henderson does, you can't gain an appreciation for it simply by reading the offensive numbers in the your local paper. The other night he had something like 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 blocks to go with his 6 points. And in the postseason, he's averaging 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. That one almost gets away. Oden with it. 15 seconds to go. Hargrove to the hole. Hargrove with 10, 9, 8, and a foul. Jackson by 9, 8 seconds to play. And here's the ticket information for the Jackson game at St. John's Arena Thursday, March 24th at 2 p.m. Following may phone in their ticket orders between 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday. Season ticket holders, varsity and JV boys basketball, and cheerleader parents plus staff members. There will be a limit, 1 ticket per person or per season ticket holder. All tickets will cost $5 apiece. Tickets for those folks and those people only will be ready to be picked up after 6 p.m. on Monday. Ticket office open from 6 to 9 Monday evening. Information on student tickets will be announced at the high school on Monday. And then they'll take it from there in terms of if there are any other tickets available in terms of the general public. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It's over. For the first time in school history, the Jackson Polar Bears are going to Columbus. They are Canton Regional Champions. The final score, Jackson 57, Barberton 48. To show their appreciation to the fans who are on the far side of the court, the Jackson Polar Bears have brought over the team plaque and the game ball to share with their fans on the far side. And good time to mention all of the Polar Bears who've been a part of this ball club. Jeff Chain and Chris Zupp and Jeremy Miller, Mark Osterman, Kevin Verity, all in uniform for this game. And Sean Danko, a senior who was hurt late in the season, but is still part of this club. And of course, congratulations to the players, part of that 7-man rotation. Seniors John Stewart, Joe Nemeth, and Phil Pendergrass. Juniors Jamie Bosley, Scott Henderson, Matt Thiel, Dustin Martelli. To head coach Larry Taylor, his assistants Gary Jones, Jim Wirtz, and Jim Kish. And we hope eventually, once the ceremonies are complete, to talk to the head coach, some of the assistants, some of the players. Congratulations to AD Bill Desiker. And congratulations, too, to the Barberton Magics. And what a fine season they had, finishing at 18 victories and 8 losses. And with a bright future with the number of underclassmen coming back. We'll go over the individual scoring while we have the time. Tremaine Oden leading the way with 12 points for Barberton. Gerald Hargrove 10, Latrell Jackson 8, Mike Blake with 8, 6 for Paul Brapson, 4 for Nathan Vaughn. Other side of the ledger, Jamie Bosley leading all scorers with 25, 9 apiece for Joe Nemeth and Matt Thiel, 8 for John Stewart, and 3 apiece for Phil Pendergrass and Scott Henderson. Tom Cannell now down on the floor. And in just a moment, we'll be going to him. But before we do, let's congratulate our CCI Ameritech-Centrex players of the game. For the Jackson Polar Bears, Jamie Bosley, who led all scores with 25 points. And for the Barberton Magic, their leading scorer, Tremaine Oden, who finished with a dozen. All right, TC, if you hear me, take it.
Now we're on TV.
Okay, right here with the Jackson Polar Bears. They all want to say hi to Mom. Hi, Mom! Okay, first team ever that took you to Columbus, the promised land. Back when these kids were working this summer, did you think this was a possibility?
Well, I'll tell you ironically, Tom, what we did is we took them down for an Ohio State practice, and we were watching Coach Ayers go at it a little bit, and we we had about 7 kids with us, and we started talking a little bit, and they said, wouldn't it be great to get down here? And I told them it's a simple path, fellas. Number one, you got to work hard. That'll lead to goals. You work hard to fulfill your goals. Once you set goals and start accomplishing that, then you start worrying about your dreams. And this is a dream come true. The kids dreamed for it, but I told them, if you dare not to dream, you shouldn't be competing. And here they are. And we had the exact conversation down there with Johnny and all the boys.
You guys came out second half, and just like the other night, you had a lead to kind of slip away from you. Was there any thought in your mind it was going to be a repeat?
No, not really. We knew that they came back from a big deficit against Stowe after halftime, but we didn't have any doubt at all.
You played pretty good the last couple ball games.
Joe's a man of many words, Tom. He'll say everything.
Well, you know,
what do you think about going to Columbus?
Well, it's always been our dream, and now we get to do it. It's reality now, and we're going.
First Jackson team ever to go to Columbus.
Yep.
Larry, you know anything about either of the teams that you might match up with down there?
We got guys down there right now, Tom. We've had a lot of people in the area volunteer to go down there for us because our people wanted to be here, and they just did a great job, I hope, of getting us a scouting report. We'll break it down tonight a little bit. We're going to enjoy this, and then tomorrow we'll get back after it again.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're about to take the net down. We're going to give them some room to do that. Hopefully, we'll catch up with them again on Thursday.
Okay, TC. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, Scott, take it away.
Okay, you know, before we take our last break and look at Vic Steffen's numbers, I've had a number of people ask me, even before this ball game, what happens if Jackson wins? After all, we've covered 2 of their regular season games and now 4 of their tournament contests. And, you know, it's a standard line, but it's the truth. That is, we need 2 things in order to make it down to Columbus. We need the cooperation of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and we also need the support of local advertisers. They are the real heroes. They provide the revenue making these telecasts possible. And it's tough on some of these local advertisers who've been with us for 5 regular season and 6 tournament games to dig deep one more time. So if you're a businessman out there and you want to support Stark County basketball, more particularly area basketball and Jackson basketball, I would suggest you give us a call on Monday morning and ask for our sales department and try to be part of this effort in order that we can go down to Columbus and bring you same-day coverage of the boys' Division I state semifinal. So that's the situation in terms of that. We will pause, come back, take a look at Vic's numbers, and say goodnight from the Canton Memorial Civic Center, the Jackson Polar Bears, Canton Regional Champions.